Hello everyone, how are you? This is Carol Garrison with Carol's Creative Escape, and it is another Make It Monday night. I'm going to give people a few seconds to join in and also make sure that this logs into my Facebook page so that I can see it. And it looks like I am there, so please give me a thumbs up or a hi so that I know you're there watching the video. And just do a quick recap of the week. I hope you all had a good week. I kind of had a long week last week. One of my coworkers was gone and I backed her up, so I ended up working slightly longer hours last week, and then had kind of an emotional weekend. It was my dad's celebration of life, which was hard. A lot of work went into planning it. Kind of sad, but we had an opportunity to see so many relatives and friends and neighbors, some that we had not seen in a really long time. And so from that perspective, it was really nice to be able to remember my dad with some of those people that had known him from a while back. So after that, we had family over for dinner and then went out for a brunch as well the next day. And by Sunday afternoon, I pretty much collapsed in my chair. But again, it was a really nice celebration, and it was a great way to remember my dad, and so good to see family members again. So what I am going to do tonight is, I did not post any measurements or anything like that on purpose, because we're going to do a little bit of Christmas in July. And for those of you that know me, you'll understand why I got this set. And for those of you that don't, by the time we're done with tonight's video, I think you're going to understand why I got this set, and hopefully you're going to want to get it too. So starting, hi April, how are you doing? Starting in July, or excuse me, it is actually delayed a month, but we've got a new mini catalog, and it does say July, but it's really not starting until August 2nd. And all I can do right now is show you this gorgeous cover of the mini catalog. But because I am a demonstrator, I do get to order stuff out of this catalog a little bit early. And there are some really, really cute things in this catalog. So I am doing a sneak peek of one of the Christmas sets in this catalog. And I hope that you have fun as you're watching that. Along with this mini catalog, there'll also be a celebration catalog coming out. So there'll be lots of new things. So be sure to check back on my Facebook page for some updates on that. But the stamp set suite that I'm going to feature today is the one that contains this cute little sweet little stocking stamp set. Now, comes with 3 stockings, a couple different sizes of presents, a stocking cap, a few little blingy things that you can add in, and some good greetings. I really like this font. Christmas greetings, sending lots of love, very merry, to from, some X's, peace, joy, and kisses. Santa Claus is coming to town. Now, I have always, since I was 16, had dogs in my life. And since I was probably 4 or 5, I've always had cats. What a lot of people might not know about me is that I also had guinea pigs when I was little. Now, I think some people might say this little thing right here is a hamster or a gerbil. In my world, this is a little guinea pig, and that's what I'm going to call it. So we had the trifecta of the pets that I love: dogs, cats, and guinea pigs. And so when I saw this set, it's like, I have to get this one. Absolutely have to get it. I love these animals. And this dog even kind of looks like my goofy dog that I have right now. So in the card that I'm going to show you, I've kind of colored it with a few liberties like my dog. And I tried to color this like one of my cats. The guinea pig, I couldn't color my guinea pig colors without making it look a little funky. So the guinea pig is going to be white tonight, but it'll work just fine. So absolutely love this. This is a photopolymer set, and again, it's got the insert now that has all the stamped images on it, so you can put your stamps together quite easily. I really, really like this feature on our new stamps. So this is one of those that has that. I think there's a total of 22 stamps in this set too. So some amazing things. And I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those stamps tonight on one card. So stay tuned. This also comes with the stocking dies. And so in here there's dies for all three of the stockings. A lot of the little pieces here all have them. And then there's a couple tag type things that you could put some of these greetings in. And then there's a die for the dog, the guinea pig, and the cat. And then there's the felty pieces that you could use for the stocking, the top of your stocking, or the heel and the toe of the stocking. So these are a bundled item. And then it gets even better because it comes with this gorgeous, or fun, I don't know if gorgeous is the right word, but this really fun designer series paper. And it's called Sweet Stockings. And again, this will be in the mini catalog that will be going live in August. And it comes with 2 sheets each of 6 different designs, 1 on each side, or 6 different designs, 12 different designs, 2 sheets of each set of designs, front and back. I can never say that part very well, but I think you get what I mean. So these are just some samples of the front and back, but to be honest with you, sometimes these little tidbits just don't show you that paper well enough. And so I'm going to bring out the whole sheet so that you can see it. Look at all these cute little stockings with the cats and the dogs, the guinea pig, little mouse. I think that's really, really cute. And then it's got this cute background design. And then there's this pattern, great background or accent piece. And it comes with these much bigger dogs and the cats in the box. And again, the little mouse makes an appearance. I really like that one. And here's another all over design, and it kind of, you might be able to do something with these X's on here too as you coordinate a card with that. And then I have a feeling all my designs are going to be upside down. I'm going to try rotating, see what happens. Bigger cats and dogs. This one's brought in a little parakeet too with a mail delivery. And then we've got just this all over background. It's stars. I think you could even get by using this one for Halloween. I think this is actually Bumblebee, but to me it kind of picks up the orange color. If you put, I think you could get by with that for Halloween with a little pumpkin pie behind it, or even mango melody. Probably would be better than pumpkin pie for a match. So just something to think about. And on the back side of that is stockings, and I do believe that with these dies it will fit over, yep, it'll fit over the stockings. So if you don't want to stamp or you don't have time to stamp, you can get some die cut just with these stockings. So it looks like it's got some for each of the different stocking designs. Okay, and then we've got the striped background on the diagonal, and this sheet has got, again, cats, dogs, little goldfish. Kind of brings in a lot of different animals through this paper. I really like this. I think this would be a great background, a baby card, or kind of a beach or sea scene as well. I like that. And then just this all over lights that bring in a lot of colors. So I think it does a better job of showing you the paper designs than what my little scraps here do. But again, very cute paper, and it coordinates with Cherry Cobbler, Bumblebee, Old Olive, Evening Evergreen, Pool Party, and Cinnamon Cider. So that's another part of this set. And then this comes with some really cool felt, and it comes in Old Olive, Cherry Cobbler, Bumblebee, and Whisper White, or Basic White. And I actually was able to stamp on this felt and die cut it, and you will see that with the card that I'm making. And it includes these cool matte decorative dots. And again, it's the Cherry Cobbler, Bumblebee, Old Olive, and then I think Evening Evergreen. And it comes in different tones, so you can actually match a lot more colors than just those basic colors on these dots. And finally, it comes with this wonderful Grosgrain striped ribbon. And this is Pool Party and white. Not sure if I'm going to use this tonight. I got to kind of see how my card turns out once it's all assembled. But I think you can tell how quickly I tied that bow without help from my bow maker. So it's a good ribbon for tying bows. Very simple to do. All right, so let's get started. For my card, I have a cherry cobbler card base. This base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I have the 4 by 5 1/4 inch basic white for the inside. And then I've got a piece of Pool Party that I'm putting on the front here. And again, that's 4 by 5 1/4. I did run this through the mortar and brick 3D embossing folder. And then I took one of my blending brushes and the smoky slate ink and just did a little sponging over it, blending over it with that ink to kind of smudge the brick up just a little bit and add some more depth to it. And then I also am using this Designer Series paper, and one of the dies from the die set, there's this big tag, and so I have die cut that out, and I actually was able to get it lined up pretty straight as well on there, which sometimes is scary for me when I'm using these directional things. The other things that I have done, I told you I stamped directly onto that felt. And you can see it's a little faint compared to what it would look like on paper on our cardstock, but I thought that ink showed up really well. And it did that for all 3 of the stockings that I did. And then I just die cut this piece out in felt. And I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. I'm hoping, oh, I think you can a little bit. There's a stitch line that is also part of the die cut right here. And so on all 3 of these pieces, there's that little stitch line because it's the same die cutting it out. Just adds a little bit of detail to the felt piece. So again, very, very simple. And I just used my Tombow liquid glue to adhere the white felt to this felt. And I did stamp these first and set them aside so they could dry. So I wasn't really sure how long that part was going to take. And then I did my 3 animal heads. This is my dog Loki, and he's got a 1 patch, and both his ears are red, and he has lots of freckles on his nose, so I tried to bring that in. This would be my cat Angel, who's a gray tabby, and has green eyes, so that's what I've got here. And then this is going to be my guinea pig, and like I said, I did leave the pig white, except for the paws, which are pink, and that was just because my guinea pigs had black and white on it, and when I tried coloring it in, too much of the detail of the stamp got lost, so I just left it as white. So these are the pieces of the card that we're making, and then I've got the Santa Paws is Coming to Town. I like how it looks on here, but I think that's going to be way too big, and so I've got both of these ready to go. I'm not sure yet which one I'm going to use. I have a feeling it's going to end up being this one by the time I am done with my card. So I'm going to set everything aside and move to the inside of my card. If I'm going to put stuff on the inside of my card, I do like to try to get those stamped first so it can dry. I can set it aside. And so what I am using for this is the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm going to grab this so that I've got it. And I am actually using the Christmas Greetings and the Very Merry stamp. But what I'm going to do, because what I want to end up with is Merry Christmas. That's my preference whenever I'm sending Christmas greetings. And so I'm going to create my own stamp with that. I'm not gutsy enough to start cutting my stamps up yet, although I think that Christmas Greetings is one you could do that with. A little more nervous about that Merry. So I'm just going to pull out an old trick here. I've grabbed whatever Post-it notes you happen to have, and I have placed it over the greetings part of my stamp, and I'm just going to stamp this in my ink. And I don't care if I get it on the paper, because once I ink up my block, I'm going to pull off that Post-it note, and I'm actually going to center this one, and I'm doing the Christmas first on purpose. And I have a feeling I'm going to run into the need to stamp this on the back side, but let me hold it down, give it a chance to soak in. Yeah, I don't like how that looks. So let me get a new Post-it note. I didn't look carefully enough before I pulled it off my ink. So I will just put that back there. And I'm going to re-ink. Make sure I get it covered fully. Okay. I think that's going to look better now when I look at it. Good thing we have two sides of the paper. So, whoops. Always remember when you're doing this technique that you pull off that Post-it note too. So again, I'm going to center my Christmas greeting right in the middle. Much better. And then I'm going to grab the Mary. Now on this piece, because that Very is so tiny, I've just taken a piece of washi tape that I had sitting around. It's a retired washi tape, and I covered up the word. This one was pretty easy to do because the letters all end at the same level. Sometimes it's a little harder, like if the Y drops below, but in this case I lucked out. So again, I'm going to stamp up the Mary part, and then I actually practiced this to make sure that how I had it blocked was going to work. And then you want to just pull off your washi tape, otherwise you're going to end up with that ink onto your card as well. Then I'm just going to center the Mary above the Christmas. And I picked up just a little bit of that edge there. I'm not going to worry about that. It's a homemade greeting card, and sometimes there are imperfections on it. I might be able to cover it with bling or something else too. I don't know. We're just going to leave it though. All right. Set that aside and let it dry. Then I am going to start assembling the front of my card. And I don't believe I'm using the ribbon tonight. I thought about doing that, but I think there's enough going on with this card that I don't need to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is add adhesive to the back of this pool party piece that I ran through the 3D brick and mortar and brick, I guess it is, embossing folder. And again, remember I used my blending brushes and some smoky slate ink just to get some of the smudging on the brick. Soot, that's what I'm going to call it, some soot onto the brick. So I'm going to adhere that. And then we're going to put this banner tag type thing on that I made. And it will fit pretty perfectly that way, but I am actually running it this way because I'm using it as a background behind my stamps. So I'm going to cover this up. And I'm going to center stuff because that's the way I roll. All right, there we go. Then the next thing I want to do is add these 3 stockings that I made. And I've kind of played with it a little bit on how I'm going to put them on here, and I think keeping them somewhat uneven is how it's going to go. Now, because I'm using fabric, I am actually going to pull out my Tombow glue again and just put some of this on the fabric. I'm going to go, it's felt. I'm going to go real light. It's not going to take a lot, but I think that's going to stick better than the adhesive seal will. So we're just going to put, we're going to put them up more. This one, we're going to put this one here. And then I'm going to run in with this one. I got a little bit on the side there, so I'm going to try to wipe that off. All right. Put that one down here. And then just repeat that process. It's nice it's got this little hanger thingy, so you can kind of hold it while you're doing your adhesive. And now I've got all my stockings on. So again, I did stamp out and die cut these 3 images. This one I used a little Cajun Crayon just with my water paint brush. I made sure my Memento ink was really dry before I did that because it could run a little bit with the water, but I didn't really have any problems. So this is Loki. This is Angel. I did this one with my blends, and I used Cajun Craze and the Smoky Slate, light and dark on that one. And then this is my guinea pig, which is all white, and I believe I used light Flirty Flamingo for the pig's feet. All right, and then because these stockings stick up a little more, I've just attached to the back of these a dimensional, which makes it a little bit easier to have them sit. These are designed so that it looks like they're coming out of the top of the stocking. Their paws just hang right over it. And so with that dimensional on the back, it pops it up just enough that they're pretty much at the same level. And then I will add the cat. Over here. And the guinea pig will get added here, and even the pig has little feet hanging out over the stocking. So there's that part, and then I just need to add my greeting. So like I said, this one is just way too big. So I am going to stick with this one, and I think I'm going to run it in the corner here just so that it isn't covering up all of the stocking, since I want that ink to show. And I am going to attach the greeting also with my dimensionals. And I'm just going to pop that right here in the corner. And I do not think this card needs any of that pretty ribbon, but don't forget that when you're considering your first order out of the mini catalog, because it really is pretty. And then I just realized, look what I did. My card's going this way and I stamped it this way. Oh, silly Carol. And I already have my goof on the back of this. No worries. Except, of course, I don't have any more Whisper White that's that size. Let me cut a piece real quick. I guess I didn't think that part through very well when I started stamping, did I? Okay. No problem. This time I'll put it down the correct way in front of me and get the stamping part correct. So again, I'm just going to take my washi tape. I do think it helps to have kind of a straight edge for covering up that word very, just so that you're aware. So I am using my scissors to cut that, so I've got a good clean edge. And again, this is just going to cover up the very greeting. And the post-it part is pretty easy. And I always just keep whatever post-its that come home from events I go to or whatever. I try to grab those, so I've always got them available for this blocking piece. And we'll go back and we'll try Christmas again. Okay. And a lot of times when I'm stamping the inside of my card, I'll kind of put my greeting up towards the center and the top, just so that I have room to write in this area. Sometimes I'll put it smack dab in the middle, but most of the time I don't. So let me peel my washi tape off and we'll add the Mary. And there we go. Okay, now sort of defeats my purpose of stamping this early so it can dry. I'll just fan it here for a minute or two and then flip it over and add some adhesive, oops, to the back of my card. I guess I don't want any more adhesive than that. That will be just fine. Make sure I put it on the right side. And there we go. So now we've got our first Christmas card done. Isn't that cute? Santa Claus is coming to town. The dog, the cat, and the guinea pig. I hope you enjoyed this card and that it gets you excited about both this new stamp set that's in the catalog and also other products that'll be showing up in there. Celebration will also be starting, and this is all taking place in August of 2021, starting in August of 2021. But we've got some awesome sets in the mini catalog that's coming out, and there are some great things in the Celebration catalog as well. And so have fun with this. Keep this in mind when you go to place that first order. Also wanted to touch base real quick, not to create confusion, but I posted a video last week on the alcohol coloring technique, which is kind of all the rage right now. And I wanted to show you what that looks like and then just let you know that I have a video over on my YouTube channel, Carol's Creative Escape, that will show you how you can create this yourself. This is basically using the blends markers and 91%, and that's a really important number to remember, 91% isopropyl alcohol, which you can get at your local drugstore. And I used my heat tool to blow the alcohol around and then eventually dry it up for me. But if you want to learn how to do this technique, totally separate from what we just did with that Christmas greeting, but it is very fun and super easy to do once you have the right tools. And like I said, the key thing is the 91% isopropyl alcohol. If you have anything less than that, like the 70% that we usually have around the house, this will not work, promise you. You get the higher percentage and you get a really cool look. So anyhow, check that out on my YouTube channel, and we will see you next week for another Make It Monday. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.